Hello.
Hi, Federico.
Oh, okay. You can
Hi,
hear me.
I
Good.
can hear you. Hi, everyone.
Awesome. Good. How are you guys? All good? How is the end of the year treating you?
All good, all good. Oh, we can hear birds.
Yeah, because I am actually in a forest. I'm here to this place called Pinamar in Argentina for the end of the year, and this is yeah. I cannot really put the video because it's I'm on data and it's not going to work. But yeah, I'm surrounded by trees, birds, and yeah. So it's cool. Okay, well, let me tell you a bit about what's going on. So this week, well, it's as you know, end of the year, and half of the team is on vacation with the families and on that. So it's not a very big, activity season. Still, on my end, I'm still working on uh, the financial reports for the PI, which is the French innovation bank that well is backing Kleros, and so they have a number of requirements of reporting of how we spend the money and what progress we are doing with the company and that. So part of the boring, job, the boring part of the CEO job is to have to write those reports. But the good thing is that after this report is done, that a lot of the things that we are going to publish in January for our community update comes from there. So it's kind of you shoot birds with like one shot. So that's good. Then we are already starting to run a very cool, I'd say, pilot with a very interesting partner about curation. It's still running in stealth because we are testing everything. It's working fine, and yeah, so it's on mainnet and all that, but still we cannot really say more because we are like testing and doing the final bug. I mean, catching and that. So we are really excited about this. It's going to be a very interesting thing to start in 2022 with. Then we have a number of arrangements for the conference that's going to happen in Rio. It's Ethereum Rio is going to be in March, so we are making a number of presentations there. As you know, we at Kleros try to present at every Ethereum conference that can to show the progress of our project and well engage with the community. So most of us who are in the Americas, part of the team, we're going to go to this conference. We have a bunch of presentations we already submitted. Let's see if they accept us. Mine is going to be about Kleros distributed solution mechanisms for NFTs. As you know, we have seen in 2021 rise of NFTs, and with this, a lot of number of new potential disputes regarding what in the old world we used to call copyright and intellectual property, and this is going to happen also in blockchains. And I think Kleros can be a really important tool for resolving these situations. Then we have Fedenani, who is going to present about Kleros and content moderation. As you know, as more and more things start to happen in the metaverse, content moderation is going to be a very important, governance mechanism to decide who, is breaking the rules of the community and how this user should be punished. And maybe you have seen I made a presentation at the conference in Paris in July. It was about how we could think of using Kleros for content moderation based in a post that Vitalik made a number of 2 or 3 years ago, that he proposed to use prediction markets for moderating content, and Kleros could have a part there. And actually, Vitalik, as you know, he was in Buenos Aires last week, and he gave a public presentation, a public conference where he discussed different things about the ongoings of the Ethereum ecosystem. And one of the use cases that he said he was very interested about is content moderation. So Fede Nani, who is one of our developers, he has been working for some time now on thinking and try to develop a tool based on Kleros for moderating content. And so this is his presentation. Hopefully he gets accepted, because I think it's an important topic to have there. Then we have Plinio, who he will be playing home because he's Brazilian. So he's going to present on the design of the Kleros Core 2.0. You know, one of our big projects ongoing. I'd say the big project that is we have now is the Kleros 2.0 with more scalability, cross-chain, and all that we've already discussed many times. So this new version also includes a new interface, which has some different elements with gamification and different ways to display the voting and the evidence and all that, and also a very cool dark mode. So he's going to present how he has been developing this new design. Then Matt, who is the other one who is going to be playing home because he's also Brazilian. Don't remember. I don't think he already decided what he's going to present. So we will, update you with that later. And last but not least, William. I will let just William say what he's going to speak about.
Yeah, so if they take my talk, I would like to present sort of an updated version of the talk I gave on social choice theory a couple of years ago at ECC. If any of you saw that talk. So this sort of idea of the problems that one runs into when you have multiple choices in sort of voting systems, in particular in shelling game-based voting systems, and how that can lead to some sort of surprising dynamics around people's incentives and how they vote. So beyond this sort of content that I already presented 2 years ago now in Paris, we've learned a lot. There's stuff in the yellow paper that's based on, what happens when you have multiple choices in an appeal system, and I've proved some impossibility theorems that we've submitted for academic journal articles. So I'd like to give an updated version of our learnings on these kinds of multiple choice voting system phenomena. So we'll see if they take that or not.
Good. And also we want, if possible, to make some hackathon or some event at some university in Brazil, where we have quite some connections, because we have presented Kleros a number of times in Brazil in the past. So, this could be a good way for us to try to recruit more developers. As you know, we have lots of developer positions open, this is a good way for us to also put the Kleros brand in the Brazilian, universities, and especially in engineering universities. So let me think if we have anything else for this week. The development of the Kurt, 2.0 is going as planned. A bit slower this week because of a vacation of people. Then research. Well, maybe you want William to speak a bit about research and what you're up to now and the briefing and all that.
Yeah, so for those who been on recent community calls, you've probably heard this spiel, probably. But I've been spending a lot of time over the last few weeks thinking about griefing factors and trying to write up some research that we've done and expand some research that I'm doing on griefing factors. So this is an idea that's due to Vitalik. He's written multiple blog posts on this idea in the past. It's like a version of sabotage. The basic idea is it's a measure of how much harm you can do to others in terms of how much harm you do to yourself, because in sort of the world of blockchains and cryptocurrency, there are a fair number of trolls. Maybe they're your maybe they're like competing platforms or people who have some interest in your platform failing. Maybe they're just people who want to watch the world burn, but there are people who will cause themselves economic harm to do economic harm to others. And systems are sort of more secure and more stable, the less harm you can do to others for the unit of harm you can do to yourself. So if you have a suicidal whale, someone who's like willing to blow tons of money to do harm to others, that's a bad situation. They can probably do a fair amount of harm. But you want to be as resistant as possible so that you like take the largest amount of like harm done to the attacker in order to do harm to others. I've we've done some work thinking about how to make Kleros resistant to griefs. There's a section on attack resistance in the yellow paper that looks at several griefs and how like Kleros has been designed to be as resistant as possible to these griefs. And so based on some of that learning and also some like general thoughts that I've had on how like griefs exist broadly in crypto economics that have gone into how we think about trying to design Kleros. I'm trying to write up an academic article on these ideas that touches on Kleros and also broader ideas for eventually to be submitted to some journal somewhere, which will also fulfill one of our requirements for the BPI grant that we got for research and development.
Good. So after this research, we will be able to say that Kleros is to suicidal whale, right, William?
Well, the way it works is you're never like perfectly resistant, but you can be resistant to like a suicidal whale of such and such size. So that's that's the kind of metric we're going for.
Good. Okay. Thank you. I guess I don't have much more. Am I forgetting maybe something, Annabelle or William?
Not much more on my side due to the holidays. There are more information for sure coming about E3O next week in the next community call from my side.
Good. And if there are some Brazilian member of the community here in the call, well, hopefully we will meet you in Rio in March. Well, I think that's it. Do you have any question, guys?
Hi, Fede. Hi, William. Hi, Annabelle. Hi, all. Yeah, I have a question. I submitted to attend to the Ed Rio conference. If they communicate like a feedback like with a lot of time in. Sorry, it's not about your talks or any, but it's more about the talk related.
I mean, you submitted for a talk, and you're waiting for feedback to know if you accept it or not.
Yeah.
So at Kleros, we have not received any feedback from anyone about the talks, right? I think.
Yeah, we will not hear from them until the deadline, which is in January, but it has not been decided yet. So they told me end of January, we could have an idea of what talk is accepted or not. So it's a bit early on time yet.
So okay, you're good for now.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question, guys?
Hi. I just wanted to mention that Kleros was cited in the newsletter about decentralized justice from Bankless. I think that was very interesting to because this new newsletter has a lot of subscribers and Bankless is very influential. So I was happy to see that.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I think that this was the second edition of the newsletter. Kleros was also mentioned in the first one as well. So yeah, and also in this one they mentioned the Mexico case, which is really cool, and it's really something that's going to, going to be a historical, landmark for the future of arbitration and, well, not just arbitration, law and blockchain. And I guess, as you know, Bankless guys are now focusing more on blockchain and law, and because that's what's coming, I'm sure we are going to see lots of more, mentions of Kleros in different, newsletters, podcasts, and different places. As you know, we have been working on this for 4 years, and are really paying attention now, and they will pay more and more attention in time to come. Okay, well, if you have any other question, happy to answer. And otherwise, I'm just wishing you a very happy new year. And I'm sure we will have a really, really great 2022. And take care, guys.
All right, happy New Year to all. Have a great end of the year.
Guys.
Same to you. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Everybody.
you, everyone. Happy New Year.